going on, you bunch of buckets of ball batter? Well, where am I? Sorry I haven't downloaded a video. I actually couldn't get anything to download. My data. We got T-Mobile with the unlimited 5G stuff or whatever. But once you get to 50 gigs in a month or whatever, and I've been downloading multiple videos on days and stuff, it plus two, I don't know what it was. I was over at the Flying J in New Stanton and had absolutely no signal. And everything was super slow. And just said, well, I guess I'll wait. So, but right now, and I'm talking to Selena right now, that she just hooked up. T-Mobile has this program called Magenta that it's, I figure, well, if I'm going to be downloading multiple videos all the time, probably need to cut off that cap at the 50 gigs a month or whatever, so I can keep downloading full 5G all the time, all day, day. So where am I at right now? Pittsburgh. I'm actually in McKees Rock, just on the north side of Pittsburgh. What did I do? Took the load. God, what was the last video I made? Oh, when I was in Wheeling. Anyway, that was the day before already. I went and made my drops, the 4 drops around Pittsburgh here. Finished those up. The night before, I had my first drop at 12:30 a.m. They kept me there for 8 hours for like a third of the trailer. I don't know. And then, but it was mixed stuff. They had to break it all down, all that kind of stuff. $407 for the lumber. I was like, oh. And then the second one I went to was over in see, it was New Stanton, and then, oh hell, I forget. Anyway, it was only like 8 miles from New Stanton. And then I was done for the night. Went back to the Flying J in New Stanton there. Stayed the night. That was what, yesterday, last night. And took a shower, got some dinner, whatever, hung out, talked to the old lady. Got up at 3:30 this morning, went out to Greensburg, made another drop, and that was only for like 3 pallets, and they kept me there like 4 hours. And then, oh, this might be my guy. No, never mind. I'm waiting on this truck to pull out of the hole, the white Freightliner here. Anyway, now I went over out to Imperial, west of Pittsburgh, and did my final drop. It was only 1 pallet, and when I got done, I went back, you know, that pulled out, went back to check my doors, and there was still a pallet on the truck, in the trailer, with 7 cases of Italian sausage. And I'm like, all right. So I go back in, check with the receiver there in Imperial. They said, nope, ain't our stuff, man, we got our stuff. And I'm like, all right, so where'd this come from? Because the other 3 drops, nobody marked any shortages or overages. Well, there were shortages on my first drop, but overages, why do I sell a product on the trailer? Everybody signed off normal, you know? So I had to go back and ask them. Of course, I had to call the broker. They had to call Tyson Foods, because that's where I got the load from in Indianapolis. And it was 7 cases of frozen Italian sausage. So they ended up, you know, whatever, that nobody took it, it's garbage, whatever, and they just came back and said, chuck it. I'm off. I always feel I feel bad when there's really good food. Like, I wish I could keep it, because it was just lots of tubes of Italian sausage. It was like, shit, man, I'll keep that stuff. I want that. But I'm up here in Pittsburgh. Where am I going to put it? And I only got a cooler box. It won't freeze it or anything. And it's like, I don't know when I'm going to get back home again, too. I'm not going to keep it in the truck for another week or whatever. And so I ended up coming over here. I'm at, this place is called Gordon Services in McKees Rock. It's a chemical plant with, they make lubricants, oils, all kinds of stuff. That I brought it over here though, and I parked, and I went in and talked to the guys I checked in with and asked everybody. I said, hey, anybody want some sausage? And of course people are like, what are you talking about? And I go, well, I got this thing and I got cases of sausage. Anybody want it? And they, one guy finally, you know, one of the older dudes working here, he'd been here 40 years or something like that, you know, and he goes, hell yeah, let's go take a look. And he went busting out, came out there with me, and right then the plant manager came over too, and he's like, what you got? I was like, frozen sausage, you want some? He's like, oh yeah, throw it all in the back of my car. And but then it was funny to see guys start coming out, you know, because everybody's like, he's got some stuff if you want it and everything. So we ended up going out. The guy, because I still had it on a pallet too, he just came out with a forklift and took the pallet off too. He's like, you want the pallet at all? And I'm like, nope. He's all, good, I'll take it. It was one of those blue chip pallets. Like, those things are expensive, man, they're heavy. But he ended up taking it, and then while I was still sitting here waiting, because I don't know if you can see in the mirror, there's a line all the way back there, trucks, it's first come first serve. We just keep moving up until you're docked, because there's docks over here too, but this one's for shipping, and these are all receiving docks to the left. But there's a tight little joint here too. But yeah, it's funny though, they took the sausage and went away, and then they did shift change while I've been here, and I saw this one other dude, he's walking out and he's got a case of sausage under his arm, and he's walking away. I'm like, there you go. And then the one guy that took the pallet off the truck, he came out and got in his pickup right here. He's all waving at me and honking at me and stuff when he was leaving, a little like, thanks bro. And but yeah, and it reminded me too, because we were sitting there talking about it, when I did a drop, God, where was I at? Oh, I was in Texas. I was in Waco. Yeah, Waco. And I had, it was like most of a full pallet this one time of frozen lasagna that got rejected because the boxes got torn. And it had a bunch of cases of single serving frozen lasagnas in it, like the little Stouffer's ones and stuff. And then there was actually full pan lasagnas too. And I had like a ton of cases of it. Like, had to have been like 20 cases or something like that of all this lasagna. And it was actually really cool right there in Waco. I went over, there was a Cefco, that truck stop, and I went right over there, and you know, I had to send pictures in and all this kind of stuff, and the broker ended up saying the same thing, just dispose of it. And it's like, dude, that's a crying shame right there. Of course, you'd start looking for food banks and everything. And I went in, and this was like my feel-good moment. I felt good that I actually found somebody. That I went in the store and asked the cashier lady, say, hey, you guys want some frozen lasagnas? You know anybody that needs some food, anything like that? And just then, it's like things always happen at that moment. A guy came walking in a reflective vest and everything, boots, you know, he's like he works like construction and stuff on a road crew. He comes walking in, and he was standing there in line, and I turned around to him, and I go, hey, you work at a shop or something? He goes, yeah, my shop's right down the street. And I said, yeah, you got like a crew of dudes there? Everybody wants some lasagna or something like that? And he's all, I don't know. Yeah, everybody seems a little bit leery when you're offering them free food like that. Would you come in it? You know, would you piss on it? Something like that. But turns out though, he goes, well, hold on a sec, let me call my grandma. And turns out his grandma, his grandpa is a pastor of a church, and she runs the church's food bank. So immediately she said, you know, he called her, and she came right down in her car, and then he had a pickup truck, and they both came around to my truck, and I backed it up to the store there just off the fuel islands, and I gave him all this lasagna, and she was so grateful, you know. She was like, oh, this is so wonderful, and all this kind of stuff, that everybody, all the homeless people and whoever comes down to the food bank is going to be so happy that they're going to be flush on lasagna for a while, you know. So same thing today though, gave these guys a bunch of sausage. I go, hey man, there you go. So it's kind of cool. So anyway, yeah, here in McKees Rock though, I gotta wait for this guy to be loaded. I've been waiting on a couple trucks. I've been here a couple hours. Wait on this guy though. I'm hauling a load of drums of oil, non-hazmat, 55-gallon drums, usually 4 drums to a pallet, and they're banded and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm getting this load, and it has to be delivered tomorrow by 1600 in Indianapolis. So, gonna get loaded here. They take a while to load. It takes a good hour to load each truck, it seems like. So as soon as I get in the hole, I'm gonna have another hour, and then I gotta get out of here and get back through Pittsburgh and on down the road. So, but yeah, chilling. But getting this load, because I'm dropping it on the 15th, it's gonna be before payroll cutoff. So this will put me at a, I'm getting $1,400 for this load, and I'm already up to 22.6 right now, so it's going to put me at 24,000 gross for 2 weeks. And that's even considering I spent 2 days at home, and I also did a reset in Virginia, so I had like 3-4 days off the road. So for 10 days of running, I did $24,000. So, and then that'll put me at roughly 16,000, somewhere in there. My 70% of 24,000 will put me at 16 and change. And then after fuel and deductions, I can plan on taking home, pocketing after I pay all the bills, about $12,000 for 2 weeks. So averaging $6,000 of take home per week. So very nice, very nice. Looks like he's done. He's got his bills, man. Looks like I'm gonna be moving up here. I already got my doors open. I already got my tandem slid, and I got 2 load locks in the back, which is what they require. And get our pellets loaded up here, hopefully in pretty good time, and get out of here. It's going to be dark by the time I'm getting out of Pittsburgh, and then I'm going to try and get on down the road, make it as far as I can tonight, finish up tomorrow. It's only 300 and something miles, about 350 miles back to Indianapolis. So I think, if I'm right, I don't know. So I can bust some out tonight, get some sleep, finish it up tomorrow, and then see what else he has for Wednesday. Yeah, it's actually funny. It was the first time I've actually driven into downtown Pittsburgh ever. We've always just circumvented Pittsburgh. I drove in on the 376 and went through the tunnel. It's kind of cool when you come through the tunnel going eastbound into Pittsburgh there, and then you go across the Ohio River on the bridge. But as soon as you come out the tunnel, it's really cool. It just goes wall, and you open up, and all the high rises are right in front of you as you cross the river. I thought that was really cool. I was like, wow, man, Pittsburgh's actually a cool looking city. So anywho, looks like I'll be moving up here in a minute, put this thing in the dock and start getting loaded. So I guess we'll check back in a bit. Maybe I'll film the next one when we're driving back across the bridge into Pittsburgh. So this is it. Just gonna put it in the dock, get loaded, get the hell out of here. Boom. All right, out.